in a dark alleyway lost in the vastness of the big city. In the shadows was Charles, a dirty and scruffy homeless. His face showed the ravages of madness and addiction. In the midst of his despair, he clutched his head and shouted to the sky.
That's enough!
He hung his head and began to cry, hugging his knees tightly as his tears fell to the ground. Suddenly, a man running and constantly looking back passed Charles. In an urgent gesture, he handed him a bag and a radio and said,
"Travel, go ahead and end this madness. I can't take it anymore. Turn off the transmitter. This has to stop today."
The man ran off as Charles watched him go in amazement. In the distance, Charles spied two people wearing rabbit masks. They wore elegant suits, but their attitude was suspicious. Without thinking twice, Charles opened the bag and ate some kind of candy that he found. At that very moment, he felt a tightness in his chest. He was choking, unable to breathe. Desperate, he held up a hand trying to free himself. The strange people quickly approached, but it was too late. Charles disappeared before his eyes. Charles woke up. He got up from the ground, cleaned the sand from his body, and began to walk. He found himself in a vast desert of suffocating dunes. The wind was blowing hard, kicking up a sandstorm that made visibility difficult. Disoriented and with a headache, he wondered where he was. Trying to find answers in that immense and hostile place. As he advanced, a buzz was heard in the air. Charles turned on the radio hoping to find help. Suddenly, a voice echoed in the desert.
Atención, atención. Transmite para toda la Argentina el Comité de Emergencias Unidas de Latinoamérica. Comunicado de emergencia número 1.357.434. Este es un mensaje dirigido a todos los sobrevivientes. Los hechos recientes fueron catastróficos. Sin embargo, pedimos a todos los ciudadanos conserven la calma. La ayuda ya está en camino.
Charles, confused but with a glimmer of hope, continued walking across the dunes, not knowing what the future held for him or how he got there. Thus, in the midst of the vastness of the desert, his story was intertwined with an uncertain and challenging destiny. Suddenly, Charles falls to his knees and clutches his stomach, showing signs of intense suffering. In an act of desperation, he begins to eat the laces of his sneakers. He seems to be fighting an addiction and an uncontrollable urge. He seems that he has awakened in a world altered by a catastrophe. He keeps walking in search of answers, trying to find signs of life or clues to his whereabouts. As he walks, Charles comes across abandoned ruins and signs of a prosperous past. The buildings are in ruins, the vehicles abandoned, and the vegetation withered. Desolation and silence dominate the landscape. Charles's confusion grows as he scans his surroundings. He desperately searches for answers as his headache mounts. In the midst of his anguish, Charles hears a noise in the distance. He looks up to see a distant figure rapidly approaching him. Even he feels weak and disoriented. The figure gets closer and closer until he can finally see it defined. Charles feels even more bewildered and fearful. Who are these people and what do they want from him? The figure stops in front of Charles and regards him with piercing eyes. Without saying a word, he reaches out and offers to help Charles. It is at this moment that Charles must make a crucial decision. Trust this mysterious figure or continue his journey alone, searching for answers in an unknown and dangerous world.
Can someone tell me what the hell is going on?